Welcome to your full body stretch. My name is Dr. Robin Armstrong. I'm a chiropractor at Willowbrook Chiropractic in Langley. And today I'm going to lead you through a full body stretch that's beginner friendly from head to toe that you can do to release tension, control stress, and just get a full mobility and stretching routine in. So I recommend a yoga mat, but it's not completely necessary, as well as a blanket that you can roll up or fold, and we're going to use that when we're down on the floor. But we'll start standing. So let's just take your feet hip width apart, slight bend in the knees, and let's just start rolling the shoulders backwards. This helps release some of the tension in the neck, and of course the shoulders, and then let's go the opposite direction. And then we'll do a little bit of neck mobility. Slight tuck to the chin, so we elongate the back of the neck, and just looking over your right shoulder, and then looking to your left. Go back and forth a few times. And then we'll do the same thing, but sideways. Slight tuck to the chin, right ear towards the right shoulder. Let that left shoulder relax. Back up through center, left ear towards the left shoulder, right shoulder relaxes. Going back and forth a couple times, nice and slow. And then we'll do the same thing, looking down, and then looking up, keeping a slight chin tuck, down, and up. One more time, down, and up. Good. Head forward. Let's roll the shoulders onto the back. Take the palms of the hands onto the lower back or the hips. Shoulders are rolled forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Try and bring the elbows towards each other. And then we're going to tilt the chest up towards the sky. So slight back bend, but we're mostly opening up through the chest. The gaze can look up towards the ceiling. And then release that. Let's do it again. Shoulders on the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Elbows towards each other. This time, let's straighten out the arms, and we're going to bend and flex the hands. So we're going to get a bit of a nerve floss here, back and forth. You might feel some nervy feelings running down through the arms. We're just trying to get those loosened up, and then relax. Just give yourself a little shake. From here, let's cross the arms onto the shoulders. Feet hip width apart again, soft bend in the knees, and we're just going to rotate from side to side. So you can let the hips swivel a little bit, let it be loose. Whatever movements feel good to you, you can allow that to happen. And then we'll release the arms. Let's reach them overhead. Grasp opposite elbows if that's available. If not, you can grasp your forearms. It kind of depends on the length of your arm bones. And then from here, we're going to do the same thing. Let's add a twist again, letting the hips be involved. Soft bend in the knees, and then coming back through center. Let's go side to side. So we're going to tilt over to the right, press down through that left foot. You can even rotate it a little bit open to the left, and then come back through center, bend over to the left, press that right foot down, maybe opening the chest up towards the ceiling a little bit, slight twist, and then back. Let's do one more each side. Side bend, press away, back through center, last one, lengthening through the armpit, through the waist, through the hip, and then release the arms. Let's take a wide stance first. So we're wider than hip width apart, but you want to feel like you're balanced, you're not tilting to one side or the other, and you're not too overstretched. So wide enough that you feel like you're going to get a bit of a stretch in your inner thighs, but you're feeling balanced. You can always use a chair or the wall for balance. From here, we're going to take our hands to our waist. We're going to bend into the right knee so that we're lengthening through the inside of the left thigh. And you can see I'm tilted a little bit forward at my waist here so that my weight is kind of shifting into that right leg. Let's come back through center. Let's bend into the left knee, stretching through the right leg. Back through center again. Let's do that again. Get a bit of hip mobility as well as a stretch through the inner thighs. Going to the other side and back to center. From here, let's take a stagger stance. I'm going to bend through my right knee, and we're going to bend through the back knee. So you can come up on your back toes if you want. So my thigh is straight up and down. I'm tucking my tailbone under, and then I can lift the chest up towards the sky like we did at the beginning with the hands behind our back. You can do that again. Your hands can go behind your back if you like, or they could reach overhead, maybe just your left arm, which is the arm that is going to help lengthen the psoas, the hip flexor muscle. And then let's release. Let's press that back heel down, hinge at the hips so we're long. I'm making a long line from my heel to the back of my skull, and I'm stretching through my calf muscle now, the back of the shin. And then straightening up, let's pivot. Let's go the opposite direction. I'm going to come up on my back toes. Both knees are bent. My tail is tucked so that my thigh is perpendicular to the floor. I can roll my shoulders open so my chest is open. I can raise my right arm up if I like. And just keep tucking that tail down. And then from here, let's step the foot in, lower the back heel. I'm hinged at the hips a little bit. I'm making a long line with my body down to my leg. And I keep pressing that heel into the floor, stretching through the calf. Slowly release. And then let's go down to the floor. I'll meet you there. So let's get your blanket handy. What I use this blanket for is to perch my seat on. So sometimes when our hamstrings are tight and we're sitting on the floor, then we tend to like roll and arch through the low back. But if we can perch on the edge of our blanket so that our sitting bones are almost rolling off, tilting off, then we can get that curve back in the low back. So it makes it a little bit easier to sit flat on the ground. We're going to bend one knee. And for some of us, we might want to stay here. Some of us are a bit more flexible. You can cross your leg over. We're going to lean back with both hands, get long through the spine. My right knee is bent, so I'm going to reach my left arm up, and then I'm going to twist to the right. So I might hug my thigh into my chest, or again, if I'm more flexible, I can put my elbow on the outside of my thigh and use my arm against my leg for leverage to get a bit more of a twist. And then we're just letting the gaze go towards the right, or if it's more comfortable for your neck, you can just look straight forward. Feeling that stretch through the upper back, you might feel a bit of a stretch through the thigh or the hamstring of the straight leg. And then we'll come back through center, do a little counter twist the opposite way. Let's straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. I'm going to lean back, get nice and tall, reach my right arm up, hug my knee or let my elbow come to the outside of my knee, twist open to the left. And just feeling that nice opening, maybe even spreading all the way down to the low back. And then slowly release, a little counter twist the opposite way. Let's take our blanket out. You can come to lying on your back with your knees bent. Feet flat on the floor. You can use your blanket if you feel like your chin is jutting up towards the sky. So if you feel like you need a little bit of a pillow to have your head in neutral, you can put it under the back of your head because you want your gaze to be straight up, not behind you, and your chin slightly tucked. So if that gives you a bit more comfort and ease, that's the way to go. Let's try to bring the heels close to our hips, as long as it's comfortable for our knees. So stop before it starts to cause any knee pain. Press your feet into the floor like they're standing on the ground. Let's roll our shoulders on our back, bend your elbows, press the upper arms into the floor, because we're going to use the arms to press into the floor a little bit. Feet press into the floor, arms press into the floor. We're going to lift our hips up. So again, we're trying to stretch through the front body. We're opening through the chest by pressing in through the arms.
Now you can hold this for as long as you like, you know, lower it whenever you're ready. And then we'll lower down again. If you want to add a bit more of a chest stretch, we can try and squeeze the shoulder blades together even more. So let's press into the feet, lift the hips up, press into the arms, maybe bring the elbows a little closer together. You can even bring arms underneath you, interlacing the palms, or just flat on the ground. And then slowly lowering down. Let's hug the knees into the chest a little bit and just make little circles. So use your hands to direct your knees to draw a circle in one direction and then the other. This gives the sacrum a little bit of a massage. And then we'll place both feet on the floor and we'll get into our hips a little bit. So we're going to cross our right ankle over top of our left thigh. For some of us, we can stay here, just making a figure 4 position, or we can reach for that thigh, pull it towards us. In either position, we're imagining that right hip opening out, and you can do a gentle pressure against that right knee, but don't overdo it. It doesn't need to be a lot. And then let's slowly release. We'll switch sides, crossing the left ankle over the right, pulling the right thigh in if you like, or just staying with the foot on the floor, allowing that left hip to go out to the side, making the shape of a number 4. And then slowly releasing. From here, let's take a moment just to relax our body into the ground. So we'll keep the feet on the floor, knees bent. Let the hips settle into the floor. We're going to have a slight tuck to the tail, so we might press the low back into the floor a little bit, but we don't want it to be completely flat. And then let your palms open out to the sides. They can be down by your side, or if you want a bit more of a chest stretch, you could do a W shape, or a T, or a Y. And then try to get as much of your arm on the floor, shoulder blades on the floor, the back of the head with the chin tucked, just gently pressing into the ground. And then let's take a few breaths here to expand the rib cage. So we're going to breathe in. Try to feel the space between the ribs stretching. You might even feel your middle back stretching. And then exhaling, drawing the low belly in. With each slow, deep inhale and exhale, feel the sensation of stretch in your torso. You might be stretching through your abdomen, you might be stretching through your rib cage or your chest. Try to use the breath to create a stretch in your body. Let's do one more breath here. And out. Good, and then let's slowly roll over to the right side. You might want to bring your blanket underneath your hips again. We're going to bend both knees, feet flat on the floor, but we're wide and we're leaning back. And then we're going to windshield wiper the hips from side to side. Just getting a little bit of extra hip motion here. And then maybe one leg straight at a time. Let's do an ankle circle, one direction, and then the other. Bend the knee, straighten the other leg, ankle circle with one foot, and then the other. And then feel free to take a few minutes to do any stretches that your body needs. And of course, if there's anything that's causing you pain or feels really restricted and limited, then you might want to book online with us at willowbrookchiropractic.com. If you have any questions about what I've shown you here today, please feel free to ask myself, Dr. Robin Armstrong, or Dr. Jody Freedman. We're always happy to help.